web app running on my local host. So search-based retrieval demo. So pass in an input word or even a sentence. Um, and we're looking at 5 categories that are already specified, right? So I'm just going to do a baseline check. So let's say mountains and see what I get. Okay, so based on glove embeddings, the closest word I have between flower, mountain, tree, car, and building is mountain. The cosine similarity is 0.87. And then for OpenAI, small embeddings, so that's the 1500 dimensional embedding. Again, I get mountain. So the baseline is checking out fine, and the cosine similarity is also pretty high. It's higher than 0.5, which gives us confidence. But sometimes it may be less than 0.5, but it's kind of the best result. So that can also happen. But if it's negative, that's something you want to worry about. Okay, so the baseline checks out. Let me try something else like, I don't know, let's say Tesla, just to check that this is, okay, so both of them refer to a car. And now you see the cosine similarity has gone down. Maybe it's kind of, it shouldn't be so low, but there may be other contexts in which other things can come up. So it might be connected to other words as well. So yeah, this is interesting. So the embeddings are computed based on how the words appear, what other words are connected to the car. So you might actually drive, you might actually go to a mountain with using a car, right? So car is connected to a mountain. So it might actually, there may be reasons why this cosine similarity is low. But anyway, this is the best cosine similarity among all the other words. So that's a good thing, that this is the highest that we are seeing, but it's still a little bit low. Okay, now let's try some sentences. And you guys can also type in something in the chat that we can try here. Let's say I want to see something like, I love to go for a hike. So what do you think should be the closest category among these 5 for the sentence?
Mountain, maybe?
Mountain, right? Okay, let's try that. So glove embeddings tells me it's car, but OpenAI tells me it's mountain. Um, car is not a bad option, but it's probably the second option because you have to use a car to drive to a hike. So it makes sense, but the most intuitive thing is mountain. So um, any other things you want to try? Like something that's a little bit tricky, we can try and see how these embeddings differ. Maybe you can call out a sentence, or you can put it in chat and we can test it here. Anything? Okay, let me see. Someone put something in. I want to drive to the forest. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, I want to drive to the forest. Okay. This is a tricky one. Okay, so glove embedding for some reason gives me building. I'm not sure why, but it's also limited dimensions. There's only 50 dimensions to it. OpenAI says tree. So I think the object of focus is forest. Maybe it's not drive necessarily. So tree actually makes a lot of sense. So with more dimensions, there's better predictability. Um, Anything else you want to try? Okay, let's try something tricky like mountain rose or something, because mountain rose is more of a flower, right? Okay, both of them predicted mountain. Um, yeah, I would think you'd say flower, but any other tricky, or I like taking pictures of wildflowers on a hike. Let's try that. Actually, I should have also output the second best, not just the best. You just take the second highest cosine similarity, and that's the second best word. So someone, Saurabh mentioned this. So I like taking pictures of wildflowers on a hike. Yeah. So would you say flower is closer, right, than a tree or a mountain? Because the object of focus is flower, maybe. So yeah, I think OpenAI does better. And this is the small embedding. So the large embeddings might do even better because it has 3,000 dimensions to compare against. Um, okay. Any one last
What
sentence?
about a completely,
Random stuff.
random stuff like I like to go to beach under sun and something like that.
Okay,
Like
I'd like to go to
nothing about
beach.
mountain or hike or car or oh yeah, I like to walk on a beach in a during sunset or something like that.
Yeah, it's a good one. Let's see what it comes up with. Uh, yeah, both of them are incorrect, right? I think there's no right answer. Maybe there's a beach by the mountain, but I mean, you can also say there's a building by the beach. But uh, yeah, there's no right answer. But I mean, mountain might make sense if you have beaches that are close to mountain. Um, but yeah, so this is good actually. The cosine similarity being low is actually good because it's not seeing relevance. But for some reason, glove is seeing relevance, so which tells us that it's not a great embedding because it's actually seeing good relevance between building and the sentence. I think it's doing a simple averaging. So the way it did averaging, it might be close to something here. But it's yeah. So you can see that this is actually good that the cosine similarity is low. It's good because we really don't see a high relevance between mountain and this sentence. Um, anything else? Cool. Um, So you'll get to build a demo like this for mini project one, and so you can also not just put it on localhost. You can see here it says localhost 8519. You can also put it on the cloud, and then you can share it around and have people test it as well. It's good. It's good to like try different kinds of embeddings and different ways and see which one performs better. I think there's probably embedding retrieval benchmarks. So one another way to say that this embedding is better than that is over a benchmark, you consistently are able to retrieve the top one or top two, uh, similar categories of words better than any other embedding. So you know your embedding is better. So instead of like just testing it one at a time, you test it across thousands of data points on a benchmark and then say this embedding is better. Um, so I'm sure OpenAI has done its tests over the small and large embeddings, and that's why it's probably very popular to use these embeddings for retrieval in a company setting or business setting or wherever. Okay.